Hello everyone, Marta here representing Metal
What's up?
Master Records.
Metal Master Records, what's going on?
It's my guest here, Terrance Hobbs.
Hola.
So we're going to be discussing the new album,
Oh boy.
and we're currently at Lee's Palace.
Yeah.
Last time you were in Toronto with Death to All, right?
Yeah.
So
We
that
played
was
the
March.
Opera House, that one.
That's your favorite one, right?
Yeah, I mean, I played there so many times that it's like I can't remember at this point. So it's the home away from home in Toronto.
Fair, yeah, awesome. So just before I get to the new album, I want to ask about how the tour is going. Like, it's been a week, right?
Yeah, it's been about a week now. You know?
And how
And it's been going pretty good, man. We can't complain. We've had a sold out show here and there, and you know, we're with cool bands. We're with Stabbing, which are awesome. We're
Yeah.
with, you know, Skeleton Witch, fucking killer band. Of course, the mighty Incantation, fucking great band, and us. So it's been
Skeletal Remains.
Skeletal Remains,
Oh, I
yeah,
bet
yeah.
that. I get them confused all the time. Yeah, Skeletal Remains. Sorry, my bad. Anyway, yeah, it's been good.
Amazing. I heard that she's in Stabbing, she's killer in vocals.
Yeah, she's brutal. We have her come up on the stage and do some backup vocals with us.
Nice.
Yeah, you know, it's very cool.
Amazing. That's something to look forward
Yeah,
to.
really awesome.
So we always talk about how giants like Suffocation influence the new generation of death metal musicians.
Okay.
Who would you say from the new generation inspires you?
Well, there's a lot of bands. I mean, Zenith Passage is really good. I mean, Decrepit Birth, they've been out there for a while, but I wouldn't necessarily say they're the newest of the new. There's quite a few bands out there that are like a really just, you know, cutting edge at this point in time, you know. I mean, I'm more of an oldie but goodie guy, you know, but I mean, these bands still are putting out great records like Dying Fetus and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's still going strong, and, you know, a lot of black metal bands are really cutting it as well, like
Yeah.
Watain and things like that. So,
Amazing.
we get out in there, you know, gotta embrace the whole fucking music scene, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah. So with the new record, Hymns of the...
and from the Apocrypha.
That's right. That's your first release since 6 years now.
Yeah.
And this is the one where Ricky's officially on vocals.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how's it been working with him for this one?
I think he did a fantastic job, and the reception from the public has been like really good for us, especially for him. He put in a lot of time and work on it. I just think he's a really good fit for us. You know?
Amazing. I mean, you've worked with him before,
Yeah.
so you...
I mean, this isn't the first time with him. We've had him for roughly about 7 years now, but it's been on and off. So, you know, we've tried a bunch of different people to fill in just to get the touring out of the way and stuff like that. But he's really put in his time and effort into this one, and I think it shows. You know.
Amazing.
Yeah,
And by the way, that album cover is sick.
Yeah, it's very sick. We got to give it up to Giannis. He's out there over in Greece, I believe, is where he's from. And he, you know, he's just been a diehard for us, and we met him a couple of times. He's done some T-shirts for us and stuff, and it just seemed like a good fit. We kind of had an idea on what the cover was going to be, and a lot of that has to do with Ricky as well, because he was the mediator of everything. So, yeah, to Giannis, thank you so much. You did an awesome job, and you know, I think it really came out. It's definitely fitting to the Suffocation scheme of things, so it's pretty cool.
So from the new album, what is your favorite track, and which one was the most challenging, and why?
Well, I mean, they were all challenging, probably to an equal level of difficulty. I mean, my favorite's always Hymns from the Apocrypha, only because it kind of brings in some melodic, it brings in some of the brutal, it brings in some of the heavy, it brings in some of the slams, you know, some different guitar techniques in there. So that's definitely my favorite. But there's just a slew of songs on there that are just really good, especially the Breeding the Spawn cover that we did. You know, we always try to re-record a Breeding song because that album just didn't get the proper like production value. So we re-record one every time, and I think that one finally came out to something that's listenable. So, you know, it's one of my favorites too. There's still one more left, so keep a lookout. But you know, we tried our best to make sure everything was kind of very consistent across the board.
Right. Okay. So speaking of production value, Pierce from Within is obviously a classic.
Yeah.
And how would you say, like, obviously your band has evolved significantly since then.
Yes, of course.
What has been kind of the biggest critical moments along the journey?
Well, as far as critical, like on this actual record, it's like we had a lot more to do with everybody in the band actually writing music. And, you know, when things like Pierce from Within, you know, back then the band really took its pride in, you know, everybody contributing. And then for a while it really wasn't like that. You know, I was doing the majority of writing, Derek was doing the majority of vocals, and we were putting things together. On this album, it really kind of came to a head where everybody was putting in their input. And for me, that was like probably the most critical point of that, you know, just to be able to have Charlie writing riffs and have Eric playing drums and have, you know, Ricky doing his vocals and everybody actually doing their part to make the record the record. So, I mean, that was definitely probably the most pivotal point of this, you know, of this one album.
And what would you say, like, gear-wise, you're using a 6505 still, or?
Yeah, I still use a 6505. I have a travel rig. I'm a diehard PV user. I've always been a PV user. And, you know, big up to PV because you put out some kick-ass amps. But,
I have the same one.
Yeah, good for you, good for you. I actually, I also have upgraded some for a fly rig, so I'm using a Tonex pedal, which is more like a sampling pedal. Takes a snapshot of your amp. I have some Black Star gear in there as well. Obviously, Maxon overdrives. I'm using NS2. I use an Eventide H9 for effects. And that's across the board. Even with the guitar heads, I still use those things. So, I mean, it's and BC Rich guitars, obviously.
Yeah.
I also use SP guitars, which is a buddy. He's a big BC Rich fan, and he makes some. He made some knockoffs for me that are really excellent. So I use them too. But for the most part, the PV amp is the main thing. Vader cabinets as well. Big up to Vader because they make some kick-ass amps. And, you know, so on and so forth. Come on, Derek, say hello to the world.
Hello to the world.
There you go.
So when you write, what do you find you lean on to get inspired? Like, is there anything specific for each album?
Well, it's nothing specific for each album. I just try to take into light the things that we have done and try to use the same formulas that we were using in the past, which is really the main thing of having everybody write their piece, you know, and keep that old Suffocation formula of the heavy riffs and of the technical riffs and of the catchy riffs and, you know, guitar solos and stuff like that. So, you know, we really try to just emulate everything that we've been doing in the past and keep that formula rolling. You know, it's pretty important to us, and we want to keep that integrity and we want to keep that consistency. So it's just one of those things that it's like if we don't like it, we toss it away and just continue on from there. And if it really fits, then if the shoe fits, then we wear it. You know.
Right.
So that's the main thing for us.
I know, like, some bands say, oh, these riffs have been in reserve since so-and-so.
Yeah.
You said you toss it away. Do you ever use ideas you've previously had?
To some degree, but not really that much. We kind of just try to take everything from a new standpoint and try to keep it fresh as much as possible. But even with this record, it took us the course of like over 6 years, piece by piece, and writing it because we had so much touring. So for us to like sit down at home and really just be together as a band and do it really wasn't the way. We kind of had to just piece it, you know, together and get it together. And then finally, when we had enough time at home, that's when all the coercion happened and everything finally got put together. You know?
Yeah, I'm sure the pandemic didn't really help.
No, it didn't help at all. Fuck that pandemic.
So just going back in time a little bit, back in 2006, you guys shot a commercial for the History Channel, The Dark Ages.
Yep, the Dark Ages.
How did that happen? Like, how did you...
Well, that was a big thing with EMG management. They just happened to have somebody give them a call, and they were looking for a really, like, heavy band in New York. It wasn't so far out of the mix for us, and they ran it out there to a whole bunch of management teams, I guess, and they just asked us, hey, do you want to do it? And we said, fuck yeah, we want to do it. What the hell? It's the History Channel. Of course we'd do it. And we packed up our shit the next day and just went out to their location, which was in Brooklyn, and, you know, we just did the video shoot there. Very professional. It was really nice, and it was nice to be able to have a band like us who's totally underground to go and see some of that professionalism, you know, with the cameras and the rolling tracks and all the rest of that.
Yeah,
It was really cool. You know, very nice.
Sick.
Yeah, it was.
So, if you could visit anywhere in the world outside from when you tour, where would you go?
That's a tough one. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I haven't really been to Africa, so I'd like to go there. I'd like to see Egypt. I've never seen that place. But for the most part, we've covered a lot of area. You know, we've done the China and the Japan, and we've done the Australias and New Zealands, and you know, we've been to those places. So it's not something that I would be on my bucket list, but I'd really like to go and see Egypt. And that's one of the spots that I've never been to, and might not appeal to everybody, but hey, you know, I'll go to the desert. You know, check it out. You know, check out some pyramids and see that. You know,
I mean, they're like famous for a reason, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's serious shit, and it's like, well, one of the 7 wonders of the world. So
exactly.
I would love to go and see it. You know.
And what is the weirdest thing a fan has ever done for you?
Oh man, you know, I have a friend. His name is Andre, and he's out over in Berlin over there, and band's Cadaver Stench, and you know, he came out and he was like, "Hey, would you like to have this?" And he gave me a guitar head. And it happened to be like a really, really good guitar head, you know. And I was like, man, I can't take this. It's like, you know, this thing's worth a lot of money, you know. And he's like, oh, no, man, you have to take it. You have to take it. And I actually took it. I brought it home, and the thing works great. But, I mean, amongst the other things, he turned around and he gave me that head. The next time I went back, he gave me another one. So I was like, you know, this is getting a little bit out of hand, you know. It's like, it's hard for me to take things from people like that, you know. Other than people coming up and having me sign like human skulls or machetes or shit like that. That's like oddball in its own. It was like probably one of the nicest things anybody has done for me, being in a band and just, you know, showing gratitude and being a friend and just giving me something. So yeah, he gave me an Engel Powerball 2.
That's incredible.
And it's fucking fantastic head. You know?
Yeah, that's a sick one.
Yeah, it is. You know, I mean, I didn't expect it. And the thing that's even crazier about it is it's in white. It's not even like black. It's in white, so it's like a collector edition type thing. And for him to give it to me, it's like I almost feel like I should give it back, but I don't think he wants it because he likes his Mesa Boogies.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
He's like, oh, no, these other heads, I don't like them. My Mesa Boogie. He's like, I like that. Well, okay. You know, so I took it home and I'll use it with pride and I'll never get rid of it because it was just something that he, you know, he really just made it a point to give it to me. And I was like, holy shit, that's amazing.
That's so wholesome.
No, it's really awesome. It's an awesome head. So he gave me that, and he gave me an Engel retro guitar head, which I think sounds awesome.
That was the second time around.
Yeah, that was the second time around. And I'm like, damn, dude, this guy, he's just killing the game, you know? I was like, I can't afford these, you know? It's like, I got my PVs, I have my, you know, my endorsement, and I use them religiously, and it's just one of those things. But for him to give me that thing was awesome. Very awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
So if there was a dish in the world that you could eat for the rest of your life, only one dish.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. What would it be?
That's a tough one. Oh man, that's a tough one. I know it's not going to be poutine. I know it's not going to be that.
Okay, fair. I can accept
what
that.
Would it be? What would it be? What would it be? That's tough, man. It would have to be something in the beef department, whether or not it's a hamburger or a steak. I couldn't tell you, but I'm a big fan of T-bone steaks, you know, and ribeyes and stuff. So I think that would have to be it. It would definitely have to have a potato and salad though, because I can't just be a meathead.
Yeah, right. I'm assuming medium rare.
Yeah, medium rare,
course,
absolutely. It's got to have a little blood in it. You know, keep that red blood cell count up there.
So before we close off this session, I just want to ask you, what can fans of Suffocation expect in the future?
About more of the same. Lots of real heavy, lots of slams. You know, the notey guitar solos, the notey riffs, all that stuff, and us headbanging like it's going out of style. That's what we're about. We're just here to bring you the heaviest shit we possibly can. So
incredible.
Yeah, that's what you gotta expect. You know?
Thank you so much for your time.
Anytime.
It's been a pleasure talking to you.
It's been a pleasure to hang out with you guys. Keep a listen out. Hymns from the Apocrypha. It's coming out there. Come see us.
And is there anything else you'd like to add?
Nope.
Oh, sorry. All right, guys. If you haven't checked them out yet, you can catch them on tour with Incantation, Skeletal Remains, and Stabbing. It's called the Ancient Unholy Uprising Tour, right?
Yep. We left that up to Incantation because I was just gonna be calling it Tour.
Well, the all access tour.
Thank you so much. Until next time.
Be good. We'll see you soon.